Grand Rising or whatever time of day it is. Welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, A.G. Green. Thank you for being with us on today. And if you would, tag, share, and text. Text, share, and tag. Tag, share, and text. Text, share, and tag. Let people know that we are streaming live. And there is something that they need to see and hear. Again, Grand Rising to you, and you, everybody who's streaming with us on today. It is a distinct honor and privilege, as always, to be with you. Again, we ask you to tag, share, and text, share, and tag. And of course, we hope you feel generous today in sharing likes and hearts as well. I'm so glad that you're with us. You've taken out time in your schedule to connect. Let us pray. Almighty, we're so thankful and grateful for these moments, these experiences. Thank you right now for what we know to be goodness, grace, mercy. Continue to lead us and guide us into all truth. Help us to know without doubt who and what we are. And we thank you that your word, your will, your way, your guidance is operating in us, with us, as one with us and through us. Guide us, reveal to us. We open ourselves up to have a great dynamic and powerful experience. We're ever evolving, transforming, and ascending. And we thank and remember the name, the power, the consciousness, and way of Yeshua. It is so, and so it is. Thank you so much. It's time to vibe with our tribe. Grand Rising to our resident therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton, and Grand Rising to our resident mystic, Pastor Wesley Turk. Greetings to everybody who's already on and those who are coming in. We consider it to be a seminal honor, as always, to be with you in this moment and in these moments. Don't forget to tag, share, and text. Text, share, and tag. Tag, share, and text. Text, share, and tag. Let people know that Revolution Sundays with yours truly is streaming right now. I always like to remind you, Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ, through the Christos, through the Christ mind, Christ energy that strengthens me. I want you to type it in the comment section. I can. Come on, type it in the comment section. I can. There are so many who believe the opposite of that. There are so many who have allowed themselves to be overwhelmed with lack, with doubt, with apathy, in a form of impotence, until they don't believe that I can. They don't believe that they can. But we assert not just positivity, but faith in this space, to know that I can. Yes, I can. I'm in partnership with the divine. I'm in partnership with the creator. I am operating with the Christ mind. The same mind that operated in Yeshua is the same mind that I have access to. And I can. That's it. Say it to yourself a few times, even right now. I can. I can. I can. You've got to know that you know that you know that you know that I can. Yes, say it within yourself, know it within yourself. I can. The text says, now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. And it is according to the power that worketh in us. You are a dynamic, powerful spiritual being, a dynamic, powerful spiritual species. And I want you to own that power right now by speaking it to yourself. I am Powerful. Now type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. That's it. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. That oneness that you have with the creator, source, and sustainer. Not only are you powerful unto yourself, but you're powerful in connection, in unity, perpetual unity with the creator, source, and sustainer. I am powerful. We live in times where people feel powerless. We live in moments and have considered these moments from a species perspective for thousands of years, where people grapple with what they can and cannot do. Many times it's based on color of skin, geographical locations of the countries that they live in. But you and I must know that at all times, no matter what circumstances and situations look like, I am powerful. That's it. I am powerful. What an awesome thing. What a powerful privilege to know that you know that you know that you walk in the space, the dimension, and in the place of power, and that you are a powerful, dynamic, spiritual species. I am powerful. Oh, yes. What a blessing it is to own the power, to be the power, and to recognize the power. So glad to see you all on today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Real quickly, praise and gratitude alert. Praise and gratitude alert. We should take time to give honor and praise to God, the creator, the source, the sustainer, the divine. Praise is a universal language that of course the universe itself understands and recognizes. I want you to type in the comment section at least one thing that you are thankful for, that you give praise and gratitude to the divine, to the creator for in this moment. And I, for one, am thankful for I'm going to say I'm thankful for love and purpose. I am thankful for love and purpose. Here it is. I am thankful for love and purpose. I am thankful for love and purpose. Tell me what you're thankful for today. What are you thankful for today? I am thankful for love and purpose. What are you thankful for on today? Yes, thankful for people in this day and time. Wonderful. Anybody else want to share what you are thankful for on today? Anybody else want to share what you're thankful for on today? Our resident therapist says he's grateful and thankful for life. Wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate you all sharing this morning what you're thankful and what you're grateful for. It's a blessing to be conscious and aware of praise and gratitude at all times. It literally shapes the brain. It literally creates a filter within us, which literally will impact our beliefs and impact the material reality that we experience now while we're here on this planet. So thankful, so grateful for you, and you. Just want to remind you to visit us at theaggreen.com. That's theaggreen.com to keep up with what's happening. And of course, you can join our spiritual community, patreon.com/aggreen. Now, get 50% off the first month by using the code REV50, REV50. I'm so thankful and so grateful for our spiritual community that is experiencing growth every single week. So make sure that you connect with us for deeper teaching and deeper insight, more conversing, more gathering, more information is on the Patreon platform. Like and subscribe to social media. You see us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. And wherever it is, we have a presence online. I'm so thankful and grateful for your love and for your support on all these particular platforms. All right, I got to check in on my people. Got to check in on y'all. It's time to check in on y'all. I know some people are signing in late, receiving some text messages. They'll be on eventually. And I appreciate them letting me know what's going on in their lives. But right now I need to check on you and see what are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling? What are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling? Talk back to me. What are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling? Talk to me. What are you eating and sipping and how are you feeling? I am most definitely concerned about what's going on in your life. And I know you hear this said often, but it is the truth. There is always something going on in the world. And we do our best to try and stay as connected as possible with what is going on in the world. And these things that are going on in the world, of course, many people are directly impacted and affected by what is going on in the world. And so I want you to know that we are sensitive to all these things on this particular platform. What are you eating and sipping? And tell me how you're feeling. What are you eating and sipping? And how are you feeling in this moment? I got my mushroom coffee. You saw me sipping on it earlier. Tasty mushroom cup of coffee. I've gotten to a point at this particular place in my life where I want my coffee to be healthy too. I wanted to add some health, some vitality, some energy to enhance me even cognitively throughout the day. And so I try and put healthy stuff in my cup all day long, especially in the morning. Let's see, our resident mystic says water, sipping on water and feeling fine. Thank you so much. Our resident therapist says black coffee. I'm present and my emotions are still in shock. Yes, and I'm stable and steady. We continue to pray and meditate and send love to our resident therapist whose brother transitioned a little over a week ago. It was just he and his brother and their mother, of course. We want you to keep them in prayer. Send them some love because you're able to do that. Send them comfort because you're able to do that. Appreciate you being on today. Anybody else want to share what you're eating and sipping and how you're feeling in the moment? Then we're going to get into some more teaching on today. Okay, we're going to get into more teaching on today. And matter of fact, we're sending positive thoughts. I'm getting a text of a situation that's in progress right now with one of our faithful viewers. And we're going to send love and power on their behalf. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My Krista says, nothing now, coffee and toast on the menu when she gets home, feeling tired of pushing through. All right, thank you so much for that. All right, thank you all so much for sharing what you are eating and sipping and how you are feeling in this particular moment. Let's get to the teaching on today. Again, I'm so excited and delighted to always be in your presence. And we want to continue again to pray for everybody involved in our group. We're expecting great things. One of our assistants is on today, and we're going to pick up with a new angle in terms of looking at oneness with God. And we're going to do John 17:21, John 17:21, John 17:21. And as you can see, our resident therapist has already put it up. Part 10, the oneness of me and God. Part 10, the oneness of me and God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The oneness of me and God. We're going to be in John 17 and 21. We've been in John 14 for a couple months. We've transitioned over to John 17. And we're going to pick up our discourse from there. All right. And I'm going to put the ESV up today on the screen, but here is the King James Version. That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. He says in the text that he and the Father are one, and he is petitioning that we may be one. He's talking about the species, our divine species, that they all may be as thou, Father, art in me and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. I honestly believe that this is not just, and I'll explain to you in a minute the traditional perspectives on this. I don't believe this is just a prayer in terms of making something happen, but it is a prayer. When I say making, let me define that more accurately. I don't think this is a prayer of creating a oneness. I think it is a prayer that we become aware of this oneness. I want to make that plain, that we become aware of what already is. I'm going to put the ESV up, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this text. Good to see you coming in today, Brenda. All right. Let me say this before I get deeper into the heart of my presentation today. I want you to open your hearts and minds up to the truths that we share with you. And again, I have emphasized that this teaching is necessary because there is many times faulty information that we've all encountered that somehow, some way has created a belief that we are separate and apart from God. And this morning, as I was preparing to stream and looking up more information, because I'm always looking up things to try and enhance the presentation, enhance what I've already been discussing, to make it as plain as possible, as well as offer supportive facts that help you to understand that there are various different fields of study that are in agreement and offer congruence to the spiritual teachings that are offered. And I was looking up the daily mental states and doing some research on that. Do you know that there are several common mental states, but I researched 12, the most common mental states humans experience on a daily basis. I'm not going to give them today. I'll probably share them in an article, most definitely in future teaching. And then, of course, 7 necessary mental states that we must be in to experience success. Why did I say that? Why did I bring that up? I brought it up because at any given second, at any given moment, you and I could move from feeling powerful to powerless, or we can move from feeling great to feeling bad. We can move in states from feeling happy to feeling discouraged. Understanding that emotion is physiological, and I'll get into that at some point in time in the future teaching, but feeling is the consciousness of the emotion. It's the consciousness of what's happening in our physiology, the conscious experience. We can shift. We can believe hard one moment, and if we haven't consistently done the work to take on the identity, a better identity, we can start faltering by doubting and not believing. This teaching is important because in these moments of weakness, many people feel separated because the creator from the creator, because we've been taught that the creator moves away from us when we quote unquote make the wrong decisions that they call sin, or not in what we're told is agreement with the creator, source, and sustainer. And lastly, we judge ourselves based on our performance. And we've created these rules that if we are feeling a certain way in terms of maybe low or depressed or not our best selves, that somehow we're not as strongly connected with the creator, with God, as we should be. These are all false teachings. You came here one with the creator, the source, and the sustainer. You came here one with the source. You came here one with God. There are people watching me right now. We're all living a similar experience in terms of this spectrum of emotion, spectrum of feeling, spectrum of mental states. You're only less powerful if you feel you're less powerful. You feel separated if you believe you're separated. And you feel your worst if you accept the thoughts that come to your mind that's trying to define why you're at your worst. I continue down the pathway of this teaching because even right now, while I'm talking, there's somebody you're not feeling the way you want to really feel. You're showing up, you're sucking it up, you're just doing your best to navigate through. Even in moments like these, you're one with God, and God is one with you. Let's look at the text. We'll exegete it for a few minutes now. Let me say this before I get into the teaching. I love being in this metaphysical space. I love the metaphysical revelation. I love, or am, I should say, enjoying my journey. And on this journey, I have got to listen to many, many spiritual teachers and read many, many spiritual teachers from ancient teachers up until this present moment. Teachers who've have world renown and teachers that only a few people know about. And I can extract nuggets of information from all of them. Many times where they are weak, I should say, is when as it relates to the biblical text. I'll tell you one advantage you have here on this platform and within our tribe is, and beginning with me and there are others, um, starting with myself, uh, I have matriculated through 2 to 3 different seminaries, Bible colleges, and earned some degrees, which meant that I have spent thousands of hours studying biblical texts, thousands of hours studying Bible scholars, theologians, philosophers, things of that sort. And that's one area of weakness that many spiritual teachers have is that they can't give you the exegesis from the traditional Christian theological background. I mean, you can chat GPT that, but I've actually read and tested and took courses and all that kind of stuff. So whatever I find on chat GPT is usually an enhancement to what I already know. So I always like to, especially for people who are in the deconstructing phase, show you what traditional, maybe theology or Christology or these other fields within Christianity, how they interpret the text, the lens they look through it, or looking through, excuse me, when interpreting the text, as well as the metaphysical perspective. Uh, and there's some things I could say more on this that I'm going to continue to say inside our community in my private videos. So it's one reason I always start with traditional theology because many of us are from that world. And I want you to kind of see the contrast. And then at the same time, the similarities between traditional interpretations and spiritual and metaphysical interpretations of the text. And we start in Yeshua's climactic prayer. This is a farewell disclosure that we see in John 17:13 through 17, chapters 13 through 17. This particular prayer, or what we are eavesdropping on, is a prayer. It's called a high priestly prayer. Yeshua prays for himself in verses 1 through 5 of John 17. He prays for the disciples in verses 6 through 19 in John 17. And then for future believers, including everyone who comes to faith through the apostolic witness in John 17, verses 20 through 26. Let me add to what I just said about the component I offer. We also have a couple of people on here who also, our resident therapist is not just a therapist, but he's been to Bible college. Our resident mystic has been to Bible college and was a pastor for years. So we have explored these texts in depth for decades. So whatever conclusion we've come to, I guarantee you, we were led to the place we are by the Creator. by the source. Just wanted to interject that it's not just me on this platform. All right. So this is the makeup of John 17. The makeup of John 17. Um, I want you to understand that this is crucial. Unity isn't a standalone ideal. It's not in a corner by itself. It's embedded in mission. Goes on to say in the text, so that the world may believe, and in participation may be in us. Now, I have some Greek exegesis here. I don't speak Greek. I took some courses on it, a course on it, still working on that course. I'm not an expert, a master of Hebrew or Greek. I'm not going to even break down the sentence structure as I see it in front of me in terms of my notes. But I'm just going to talk about a logic chain real quickly. He talks about unity. All may be one. And this unity, number two, is patterned after Father Son mutual indwelling. The unity that he's discussing concerning us is patterned after the Father Son indwelling each other. As you in me and I in you is the language. Number three, it's extending to believers as participation in that life, that they also may be in us. And number four, it results in public credibility or witness so that the world may believe. I could spend a lot of time on these four. Let me tell you about the fourth one, public credibility and witness. The public credibility and witness of what's called the modern Christian church would be a whole lot better if they honestly knew what the Christ mind was, if they honestly knew what it meant to be one with God, which would in turn cause them to shed religious dogma, which most of the time is false interpretations of the Creator, false interpretations of the source, and of course, a misunderstanding of exactly who and what Yeshua is. If they could rid themselves of the latter of that which I have spoken, their public credibility and witness would be a whole lot better than what it is today. I have found there to be a nexus, a hotbed of confusion. People are living texts that they've misinterpreted. Secondly, people are living texts that they don't know come from other texts. And people are extracting life principles from these texts that's not really working for them consistently, because the only truth, that the principle that they've extracted, that's a part of their doctrine, that has been extracted from the text, the only reason some of it works is because they believe it's supposed to work, not that it is rooted in anything that has actually come in terms of a spiritual principle from the source itself, from the creator itself, from God itself. Let's look through a theological lens. Let's look at some historic Christian reading as it relates to what oneness is and is not. I want you to type in the comment section, theological lens. Theological lens. Type that in the comment section. Theological lens. Theological lens. Type those two words in the comment section. That's where we're going to start in looking at John 17 and 21. So traditional Christianity generally reads this one not as identity fusion, everyone becomes the same person, but as communion, shared life, love, truth, purpose, a unity that reflects God's own unity. Let's look at a couple of the uh, well-known people in antiquity. Augustine, which is considered to be Saint Augustine, an early church father, one of the uh, black early church fathers. He makes a key point in using two words, world believing. It's not because unity is a trick for marketing. Rather, unity is the fruit of faith, the promised end state. He argues we are one because we have believed, not in order to believe. We are one because we have believed. Catch that. Not in order to believe. John Calvin, and I actually in storage have one or two books. Uh, John Calvin, father of Calvinism, aka the Presbyterian Church, one of their favorite scholars whom I love. I have one or two books. Arthur Pink um, is a Calvinistic scholar, but Calvin interprets this unity as holy unity of faith and of the spirit, and says our unity is truly happy when it bears God's image, like wax taking the impression of a seal. The king had a seal, and all kinds of seals that existed back then. This analogy is about pressing that seal into the wax, and the image now that's bearing on the wax, or that is imprinted, on the wax. Keener says, in a teaching resource on biblical context, stresses that John frames unity in terms of love across barriers. John's gospel spotlights crossing lines. Jesus, for example, and the Samaritan woman. So I want you to understand that unity is not mere sentiment, it is boundary crossing love and faithfulness. Boundary crossing love and faithfulness. It's going to get better in a minute. I'm trying to give you the traditional perspective. The summary in terms of theological, one equals visible embodied communion, grounded in truth and love, mirroring the relational unity of Father and Son. Let me put that up for you real quickly so it can be visible for you. Now, I want you to see this because I'm going over this because I want you to understand that the traditional Christian interpretation of these things. Let me make sure I put that in there correctly. The traditional Christian interpretation of these things many times is different than the metaphysical lens. The metaphysical lens that there may be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they may also be in us, so that the world may believe you have sent me. I thought I copied that one. Let me try that again. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. There it is right there. So one equals visible. Now, this is the traditional Christian perspective. Visible embodied communion, grounded in truth and love, mirroring the relational unity of Father and Son. So this communion from the traditional Christian perspective, again, mirrors the union of Father and Son, but it's based on common union or communion. There's also a perspective of participation without collapsing creature and creator. In other words, traditional Christianity, from its lens that it interprets the scripture, again, wants to preach oneness but separate the creator from the creature. So in the 21st verse of the 17th chapter of John, again, the words in us are used. This is deeply mystical language, family. In historic theology, this is usually explained as participation by grace, not equality by nature. Not equality by nature. In other words, they don't teach that there's an equivalency or an equality of the species with the creator, or of the created with the creator. They believe that this oneness is only able to happen by grace. In ancient times, there's a doctrine called theosis, or a belief called theosis. Theosis is deification. In other words, humans are drawn into God's life, not God's essence, in a way that erases distinction. One classic patristic line often used to express the idea is from Athanasius, again, another early church father. He says, God became man so that man might become God. I've used this quote many times before. But remember, Athanasius has a perspective of grace causing us to become one. Hear me. A modern Orthodox explanation makes the guardrails explicit. We participate in God's life, glory, energy, but do not become divine by nature. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? So, in other words, again, this is, and I want to share this. This is the conflict and the confusion within Christianity. I just want to interject this here right now. You make God divine, catch this, but you don't allow his offspring or its offspring to be divine. So I can understand you wanting to separate the nature of the creation from the creator. You're trying to make a distinction. But what bothers me is nowhere else in nature that we know of, in what we call nature, do you see the offspring not have the qualities, not have the essence, catch this, not have the ability of the creator, or of the two people, or of the two things, the two animals, to the two insects, or even the one that carried within its DNA its whole species. The offspring has what its creator or progenitor has. Am I making any sense? Let me break it down like this. I've used this illustration before. Two horses get together, what do they make? Two cows get together, what do they make? Two dogs get together, what do they make? Two cats get together, what do they make? We don't say if two horses get together, well, see, it's a horse, it's a pony, but it's not really like its mother and father. It's really different. Yeah, they made it. Yeah, they procreated. Yeah, they had it, but it's not. No, that's not what we say about the offspring of two horses, the offspring of two dogs, the offspring of two cats. It's not what we say. Let me continue on. So, again, in summary, theological union is real participation, but it preserves difference. God remains God, humans remain human, yet genuinely share in divine life. He goes on to say, so that the world may believe, so that the world may believe. He wants he wants this oneness to be viewed and witnessed by the world. How is it viewed and witnessed by the world? In terms of character, disposition, action, and of course the demonstration of power. The demonstration of power. Let's look at the metaphysical lens. Type those two words in the comment section. Metaphysical lens. It's two words. Metaphysical lens. Type that in the comment section for me. Metaphysical lens. I hope you're learning something. Metaphysical lens. Sometimes we don't understand how deeply certain things are embedded in us until conversations like this come up, or teaching like this comes up. Because you and I have had implanted in us a teaching that leads to a consciousness that created an awareness that we are not one at all times with the Creator. And watch this, we're only one by grace, or only one by participation because of grace. And therefore, we feel like when we are lackluster in our performance, somehow, some way, it's going to create a difference. It's going to create separation. As long as you believe separation and distance can be created in terms of proximity, in terms of oneness and symmetry, you're leaving a gap and a hole for all kinds of degenerative thinking, which leads to degenerative action or degenerative behavior. The metaphysical lens, thank you for typing that in the comment section. It's describing states of consciousness. So, from the metaphysical lens, some call metaphysical Christianity, it reads John 17:21 as describing states of consciousness and indwelling divine life, with Jesus as the exemplar of Christ consciousness that others can participate in. The first thing we want to discuss is inness. Inness. Let me put that in the comment section because I kind of want you to see what that looks like as a word. Inness. With this inness, we are describing an interior union. An interior union. So the metaphysical focus lands heavily on the word in, that's Greek. So when we see in the English text, in this text, the Greek word transliterated in English would be spelled en. So in me, in you, in us. Unity becomes an interior realization that then expresses outwardly, an interior realization that then expresses outwardly. I want to put these words up in the comment section and put them up on the screen because I want you to really, really see this. I want you to hear what I'm saying. This is this is a key motif of my presentation. See these two words? I want you to type them in the comment section right now because I wanted to connect with your brain. I wanted to be installed in the cyclical pattern of your thinking. And we remember things better, of course, when we write, but typing helps too. I want you to type those two words in the comment section. Interior realization. Interior realization. Type that in the comment section. Interior realization. Through theosis, which is what I just discussed a few minutes ago, deification. And because traditional Christianity teaches that Yeshua is the Son of God, eternal, one with God, so forth and so on. That's theosis, it's deification. The light that Yeshua lived, that he is basically saying we should live, the works that Yeshua accomplished, that he's saying we should have done more of, or should do more of, is typically not fully embraced, neither fully asserted by his followers, because you've separated him through deification. You've put him in a different category, which then justifies your faulty expressions, justifies your weak-mindedness, justifies your weak expression of spirituality, justifies your impotence and weakness, justifies your inability to perform with intention miracle signs and wonders on a consistent basis, because again you drew a line. Christianity has drawn a line and put him up here and everybody else down here. There has to be an interior realization of unity, that you are one with the source, that you are one with God. I want you to catch that. This interior realization is necessary Because again, through what you believe, you people are defining themselves by the physical experiences. People are defining themselves by sensual experiences. And if you define yourself by sensual experiences, then guess what? You're defining yourself by an imperfect physical nature. You're defining yourself by an imperfect natural order. And if you're defining yourself by these standards that already have embedded in it inherent flaws, then you cannot participate in the interior realization of unity with God. You can't fully participate in that. You can't fully participate in the inness as interior union because you are judging yourself consistently and constantly by imperfect flesh. Mm, 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 Talk back to me real quickly, if this is making sense to you. Talk back to me real quickly, if this is making sense to you. Now, let me put the full sentence up here, which is what I've been talking about for years, and we're looking at the metaphysical lens of John 17:21. Let me put it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unity becomes an interior realization that then expresses outwardly. Hear me, family. The old folk used to sing a song, and they didn't know the depth of what they were singing. They didn't understand uh, the metaphysical spiritual principles. They didn't understand science. They didn't understand psychology. They didn't understand neurology. But they used to say, everything in you got to come out. That's the song they used to sing. Everything in you got to come out. If you want to see Jesus face to face, everything in you got to come out. Then they might go down the list. Lying in you got to come out. Lying in you got to come out. If you want to see Jesus face to face, lying in you got to come out. Well, what was true about that song is that if you are living that in your thoughts, if you're living that in your beliefs, whatever it is you live inwardly, whatever it is you embody, that's the word we use, whatever it is you embody, whatever state of consciousness you embody, is going to be demonstrated. It's going to manifest as a behavior. Unity, family, becomes an interior realization that we express in our behavior, that we express in what we do. Do you know right now the thing that probably most everybody on this feed right now is dealing with? And don't get me wrong, maybe one day this video will be watched by tens of thousands of people. And if you're watching this video replay years from now, and this doesn't pertain to you, then it doesn't pertain to you. You came in. But the people who are watching me live right now, just a small group of people at this point, as it relates to money and finances, we still have struggles with a scarcity mindset. We still sometimes have certain impulses of thoughts in terms of fear around money running out, resources running out. When that's our interior realization, then it's also going to be our external manifestation. Your interior realization is your external manifestation. I just made that up, so type that in the comment section. Your interior realization leads to external manifestation. Interior realization expresses external manifestation. Interior realization expresses external manifestation. Somebody type that in the comment section. Interior realization expresses external manifestation. Somebody need to save that so I can quote that because I might forget I said that. Might not recall. Catch this. This is a spiritual principle. Because they think it that it's hard. So see, we can just go on and on and on. Whatever you realize internally. So family, if you walk around here with an understanding and a truth that God loves me unconditionally, the source is bound to me eternally. I'm one with it. You're going to express that in your everyday life. I'm looking for that. There you go. Thank you. You're going to express that in your everyday life, family. And it doesn't mean you won't experience days where you cry and weep. I'm not talking about that. It's just that when we are, as we quote unquote say, going through, once we know by conviction that we are always one with the Creator, that's a level of comfort and awareness we will always have. And we will express that externally. Did you catch what I'm saying? So, unity, Fillmore style metaphysical interpretation of John 17, frames it as Yeshua speaking a full and complete unification of his consciousness with the Father, held not only for himself, but also for his disciples. Again, this is a metaphysical lens. This consciousness that Yeshua is expressing here through prayer, family, hasn't been explored deeply enough. It's a consciousness that we are all supposed to experience in terms of this oneness. We're all supposed to experience it. I want you to type this in the comment section. The same oneness Yeshua had with the Father is the same oneness I should have. Type that in the comment section. The same oneness Yeshua had with the Father is the same oneness I should have with the Father. The same oneness Yeshua had with the Father is the same oneness I should have with the Father. Type that in the comment section. Type that in the comment section. Wow. So check this out. This is the metaphysical lens, and I'm about to be finished here. What time did I start on this? I got a few more minutes. I got a few more minutes to finish up this metaphysical lens, and I think next week we'll get into the lenses of science, psychology, and sociology. Let me see if it came up in the comment section, that last statement I made. Yes, this that's on the screen right now is powerful. We should all visit and revisit this every single day. This is a spiritual principle. Your interior realization expresses your external manifestation. Thank you for that. Here we go. The same oneness Yeshua has with the Father, I should have the same oneness with the Father. You and I should have that same oneness. And if you're thinking anything differently, then you don't understand the John 17:21 prayer, and you're looking at it through a traditional, uh, I hate to even say Christian lens, because it's not a Christ-like lens. It's not Christ's lens for us. This is the interpretation of people who came in the name of Christ and started a religion and told you, well, it don't really mean this. No, this is a prayer that you have the same oneness that Yeshua had with the Father, the Creator, the source and sustainer. It's the same oneness. You and I should have it. We should, and we should boldly embrace it. We should boldly and gladly embrace this oneness. So, in this perspective, in this reading, one, it's not institutional sameness. It is a shared participation in divine mind, Christ mind, a shared participation. Mm, mm, mm. And the world believing is the ripple effect of a community living from the interior alignment. But let me put this up so you can see it. It is shared participation in divine mind, Christ's life. How many on a daily basis are consistently opening themselves up to participate with the divine mind, the Christ mind, Christ's life? You don't have to answer that. And how many people are consistently, like a hamster on a wheel, making decisions from a lesser mind, a lower mindset that is not aware of the divine mind, of the Christ mind? The big C word. I want you to type the big C word in the comment section right now. I shouldn't have to say what it is. I want you to type the big C word in the comment section right now. The big C word in the comment section. Type that right now. The big C word in the comment section. You know why? Because that big C word is what enables us to experience interior realization, to understand unity, have the interior realization of unity, the interior realization of oneness with God. You may have to affirm, which is to remember, because to me, affirmations is memorization. You're not When I'm not affirming to become something, I'm affirming to remind myself of what I already am. And you might have to remind yourself every single day until your memory comes back that I am one with God. 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 And remember, it has nothing to do with your emotional state, your mental state. That's who and what you are. And if you and I are going to experience the benefits of that knowing, we're going to have to know. Again, the second part from the metaphysical lens in terms of the word believing, this is a ripple effect of a community living from that interior alignment. That interior alignment. Mm. Here we go. I want to discuss with you for a few minutes oneness as coherence. Many persons, one field. A powerful metaphysical move is to say the unity Yeshua describes is like coherence. Many distinct nodes, one shared field of love and purpose. Mm. Watch this. This is very close to how some modern spirituality is taught, or the conversations that I had in modern spirituality about lived oneness. You don't lose differentiation, you increase integration. You increase integration. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to say it again. You increase integration. Mm, hmm. Let me put that up for you. We need to see that. We need to see that. We need to see that. Lord have mercy. I feel this. 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 I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. Let me park here for a few minutes before I got a couple more lines of notes here. Uh, mhm. Again, I want you to really, really, really embrace this, fam. I want you to really, really know this. I want you to really, really live this. Despite the, you know, the most common mental states we experience daily. I want you to understand you're not you don't lose differentiation. You increase integration. Awareness simply allows you to know, simply allows you to increase and improve upon your oneness with the creator, your oneness with the source, your oneness with God. Mm, mm, mm. Dan Siegel's interpersonal neurobiology defines integration as linkage of differentiated parts, explicitly noting that becoming part of a we does not erase the me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Loud, 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 loud. Let me put it up. Let me put it up. This from Dan Siegel. Linkage of differentiated parts, explicitly noting that becoming part of a we does not erase the me. I want you to really, really catch this. It's not like when you become aware of your oneness that you lose me, you lose self. That's not what this means. In essence, you become more of the me, more of the self, even though you're connected to the we. This is what the power of the we. Number one, the power of the we is that everybody who's watching me now is connected to the source, is connected to God, is one with God, is one with the creator right now. Number two, as we elevate in consciousness, as we elevate in awareness of this oneness, watch this, and start becoming a greater witness in exploits and demonstrations and lifestyles and all these other things, watch this, of a controlled mastery of self and a controlled mastery of this construct. As we ascend that rung of the ladder in that, number three, we are literally accessing greater, higher versions of me, greater, higher versions of ourselves. Am I making this plain enough? I might lose who I am. Listen, can I be honest? You want to lose some of the parts of you that you are now because it is the stuff, it is those things that's blocking you, that's creating this wall of partition and separation between you and your creator. Last but not least, it's not allowing the higher, greater you to step out, to emerge, to be embodied, to be lived, to be expressed. But again, yet we're all connected to the source. We're individualized aspects of the creator, but in being individualized aspects of the creator, we're still one with the creator. Last but not least, number four, we're still one with each other. We just don't know it. People just don't walk around with the knowledge of that. I'm black, you're white, I'm male, you're female, I'm from the hood, you're from uptown. We ain't the same. You are linked in consciousness, but most people are not aware of that. They allow the biases and prejudices of the persona to make them separate and apart. I know I'm going off the deep end for some of y'all. The persona, some call it the ego. It's the beliefs of the persona and the ego that creates separateness. that takes the individualized aspects of God, which is self, and tells it, but no, you have no connection to nobody else. You are just you as an individual. People struggle in connecting with other people on the planet, but they also struggle with connecting to the creator because of this. It's divisive. It is a very divisive teaching. It is a very divisive belief. And this is why there's so much gross insensitivity on this planet. Because we got others of our species that we call human. I don't even like the term human, but let's roll with it. We got others of our species that we call human who don't even sense and know that they are connected to everyone and everything on the planet. And if they knew that they were connected to everyone and everything on the planet, they would have an empathy to the life and the lifestyles of those other spirits that we call humans that literally live in a physical body. They would be concerned about their outcome if they were more aware of their oneness. Oneness has nothing to do with the color of skin. We created a connection for survival through the color of skin. Oneness is a spiritual consciousness principle, a spiritual consciousness metaphysical principle. Last but not least, it is a spiritual metaphysical reality. And we have polluted it and contaminated it through the ego and the persona in this matrix journey, in this earthbound journey, in this, excuse me, earth journey, earth plane journey. To the extent that I'm talking when I'm talking now, and it sounds like tongues to some people. It sounds so weird, foreign, and strange because even our religions teach division. Even our religions teach supremacy and imperialism. Even our religions teach that one is better than the other. I'm better than you. Even our religions, watch this, teach exclusivity. Not inclusivity, but exclusivity. Saying my individual church, my individual sect, my individual group is closer to God and better and greater than yours is. And we walk around with this fragmented, splintered, divided consciousness and self-preservation, family. Self-preservation. Catch this. Self-preservation. Hear what I'm saying today. It's not a spiritual principle. It is not a principle of consciousness, spiritual consciousness. It is hardwired and encoded into the physical fabric of your being, not the spiritual fabric of your being. If people in Congress, in people in Parliament, if people in these, amongst these political bodies that make decisions across the world, if people in their corporate ivory towers understood that we're all one, the way they treated other folks would change. In summary, metaphysical oneness equals shared indwelling coherence, many expressions, one divine life flowing through, one divine life flowing through all of the expressions. It's antithetical. This is antithetical to religious dogma. They believe divine life only flows through people in their religion, not through everybody. To me, that is elementary. That is not even elementary spirituality. That's kindergarten spirituality When you think your group is the only one that's right, let me tell you something. Some of these folk think that they are highly evolved. You're not highly evolved. You are a cave person, a caveman or woman in spirituality. You're living in preschool. You're living in kindergarten spiritually. When people start talking to me or bringing up like my church is the only church, my group is the only group. To me, let me just tell you. To me, my interpretation of you is you're in kindergarten spiritually. You're in kindergarten spiritually. You don't even know what real spirituality is. You don't understand its existential composition. You don't understand that because you would know that everybody is a spirit, that everybody is connected to the creator, source, and sustainer, and that there are individualized aspects as a creation that have come into being by the creator. If you can embrace that this oneness makes love available to you at all times. If you can embrace that this oneness makes acceptance by the Creator available to you at all times. If you and I accept and become aware, have interior realization that this oneness causes me to be worthy of all of the best things in life because the Creator wants us to experience these things. If we could ever, ever, ever embrace this, family, what we express in terms of our living and our lifestyles would totally shift and change. And it is so. And so it is. I'm getting ready to pray. And as I prepare to pray, I want everybody to be encouraged to know that you don't have to perform to be loved, to be accepted, to be embraced, and to be one by God, one with God. You merely have to open your heart to accept and to embrace that you're already chosen. You've already been selected. You've already been drafted. Just accept and embrace that you are already enough. You are enough because you came here as enough. You don't have to earn being enough. You merely have to embrace that I am enough. You merely have to accept in your heart, yes, I am enough. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, everything that benefits me, I'm worthy of it. Everything that elevates me, I'm worthy of it. Everything that empowers me, I'm worthy of it. I don't have to beg. I don't have to plead. I don't have to bargain. I don't have to trade favors with the Creator. I just need to become aware and accept that I am already eligible, already appreciated. I'm already known. Some people are jumping up and down saying, hey, see me, accept me, bless me, help me. I know that I did such and such, 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 but please, sir, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. It is his pleasure to give you the kingdom. It is his desire that you have the best. But it is up to us to have this interior realization that God is for us, that God is with us, that God is in us every single second of this existence. And Almighty, somebody's watching me today. They may not have been feeling their best. They may at times feel distant as apart from you, as we've all experienced. Let this message resonate so deeply that they'll know in their deepest conviction, with their deepest conviction, that you never left them nor forsook them, that you are always with them every step of the way, and that you consider them worthy at all times. More importantly, help them to understand that you are literally fused to them, inside of them, a part of them. May they open their hearts up. May they open their awareness through prayer, through meditation, at times through fasting, at times just thinking on you. May they open themselves up to such a marvelous relationship, a relationship that they experienced before they came into this body, in a relationship they will continue to experience post-mortem. Oh my goodness. Let the revelation of who they are, let the memorization of what they are, let it occur. Let it take place right now. Let it take place moving forward. May they strive to know in memory instead of striving to be something that they're not. But may they strive to remember who and what they already are, is a great divine spiritual being who's loved eternally by its creator and its source. And may they move in this life in a better fashion, in a better way. May they express this oneness in ways that doesn't just help them, but helps others. Let them feed the hungry. Let them lift up the disenchanted and the disenfranchised. Let them use their business as a vehicle to touch. Let them use their incomes as a way to feed others and to help others and support others. Let them teach what they have learned. And I give you praise. And I thank you so much in this moment that I know that this prayer is already answered, already manifested. And I thank you for the testimonies, those who have watched live and in replay. It is so, and so it is. And remember the name, the power, and the consciousness of Yeshua. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's time to give. I want those who can to give an offering today. I don't know. I see 888 in my heart, but some of you all might want to give more. Give as you're blessed to give. Thank you for supporting me and supporting this platform. Every dollar you give empowers me to continue, as the old folks say, to keep on keeping on. Tell me real quickly what you thought about the presentation today, and I'm going to release you. Say a special prayer for Hillary today as well. And in your prayers and meditations, just see things have worked out already in her favor. Something's taking place now I can't disclose online, but I've already seen it worked out. And I thank you for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What do you think today about the presentation? Real quickly, and I'm going to release you. The Shalom blessing. What did you think about the teaching today? I hope it resonated with you. I really, really like you. Am growing in awareness. Can I help y'all with something? When you have grown up in a world and in a country that's always telling you you got to prove yourself, you got to prove your worth, that has taught you you've got to prove your acceptance. You got to do something to be recognized. You got to do something to be validated. Just knowing I don't have to prove nothing to God. I don't have to strive to bring a God in my life that's already there. It sounds strange. Really, it really, really sounds strange. It sounds weird. So when I'm talking about oneness with God in this relationship, people have been taught you got to earn that. I got to perform. I got to do tricks like a pony. I got to juggle like a monkey. I got to jump through hoops like a circus act. I got to be the best I can be. I got to be morally upstanding, all this other kind of stuff. When I talk the way I'm talking now, it just don't sound right to people. Because you've been taught to serve a God that makes you earn stuff. You've been taught to serve a God. Here again is a cognitive dissonance. I'm done teaching. I don't want to get into that. But herein is the cognitive dissonance. Oh, he loves me unconditionally, but he sends me to hell with one mistake. Oh, he loves me unconditionally until I do this, then I'm going to experience his wrath. And then we justify it by saying, well, a good parent is going to do this to a child. And some of the stuff y'all saying God is doing to folks is like, it's all the way up to the level of killing. It's not sensible. So people are on the wheel running like that hamster, or they're on the racetrack running like that horse with blinders on and a bit in their mouths, trying to perform. You don't have to perform for this love. You don't have to perform for this oneness. You don't have to perform to be accepted. You are already accepted. You're already beloved. And you're already experiencing a God who will never, ever leave you, nor forsake you. Weeping may endureth for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The morning time is now. Love y'all so dearly. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, prosperity. Nothing missing, nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. Make your day and your week great, and I'll see you in a few days on Spiritual Awakening. Thank you for being a part of this journey of awakening and transformation. Support the light through Revolution Inc. by liking, sharing, and giving. Cash App $AG Green and $AG Green Enterprises. You can also give by Zelle. Anthony G. Green at hotmail.com is what you use. And Chime $Anthony/Green/336. If you haven't joined as a member of Patreon, now is a good time. We're a spiritual community that's evolving, transforming, and ascending. If you like what you have seen and heard, connect with us. It's time to vibe with your tribe. Also take time to visit theaggreen.com for the latest developments and explore divinespeciesshop.com for spiritual tools to elevate your life. Your love and support helps keep this mission alive.